Today, we're exploring the top 10 most disliked countries in the world. These are the nations that, for various reasons, seem to spark negative feelings across different cultures and regions. This list is based on numerous surveys from organizations that study global opinions and attitudes. Whether it's due to history, politics, cultural differences, or conflicts, these countries consistently appear as the most disliked on the world stage. Now, it's important to remember that the reasons behind these sentiments vary widely. Some nations are controversial because of recent actions or policies, while others carry baggage from events that happened decades or even centuries ago. We'll be taking a closer look at what drives these perceptions, examining both current situations and lingering histories that shape opinions. Are you ready to get started? Let's go. Number 10. Turkey. Turkey's global reputation is heavily influenced by its historical legacy, particularly due to the Armenian genocide carried out by the Ottoman Empire over a century ago. This tragic event remains a sensitive topic worldwide, and Turkey's refusal to formally acknowledge it as genocide has contributed to a lasting impact on its global image. The government's stance on this issue, along with recent political moves, continues to stir controversy and resentment, especially among those who feel that historical justice has yet to be served. Recent shifts in Turkey's internal politics have also sparked global concern, particularly around government control over media, the judiciary, and civil liberties. Many international human rights organizations have raised alarms about freedom of expression and human rights. However, it's essential to note that much of the criticism Turkey faces is directed at the government rather than the people themselves. Turkish citizens are often known for their warmth and hospitality, and many who visit Turkey discover a beautiful country with rich culture, cuisine, and iconic historical sites like Istanbul, Cappadocia, and Ephesus. Number 9. Iran. Iran's global reputation is shaped by a complex mix of cultural richness and governmental actions. While the Iranian people, particularly the Persian communities both within the country and abroad, are often recognized for their hospitality and kindness, the government's behavior has led to significant negative perceptions. The Iranian regime's support for terrorism and its record on human rights have drawn widespread condemnation from various international organizations. Issues like restrictions on free speech and political dissent highlight a troubling domestic landscape that exacerbates negative views. Moreover, Iran's confrontational stance on the international stage, particularly regarding its nuclear ambitions, has created tensions with major world powers. These conflicts not only impact diplomatic relations, but also contribute to a general resentment toward the country. Despite these challenges, it's important to remember that the criticism aimed at Iran often targets the government rather than its citizens. Many Iranians strive to share their rich culture and history with the world, revealing a vibrant society that contrasts sharply with its government's actions. Now, real quick, before we move to country number 8, hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you never miss a new video from us. And also, make sure to hit that like button. Number 8, Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is a nation rich in oil and located in the Persian Gulf, but it is often criticized for its strict religious laws and governance. One of the most significant points of contention is the severe restrictions placed on women's freedoms. Women in Saudi Arabia face numerous limitations, including mandatory dress codes that require them to cover their bodies in public. Additionally, there are strict regulations regarding male escorts, which can hinder women's independence and mobility. The country's legal system is also notorious for its medieval-style punishments, including stoning, lashing, and even amputation for certain offenses. These harsh penalties have drawn condemnation from human rights organizations and have contributed to a negative image of the nation on the global stage. Despite its wealth and cultural heritage, Saudi Arabia is often viewed as boring and restrictive, leading to a lack of interest among tourists. Visitors may find that the strict social norms limit entertainment and leisure options, which can discourage travel to the country. This combination of human rights concerns and perceptions of a lack of cultural vibrancy shapes the way Saudi Arabia is seen by the rest of the world. Number 7. India. India's global image is complicated by significant social issues and safety concerns, particularly regarding the treatment of women. The country has a reputation for discrimination based on gender, caste, and religion, which raises alarms among international observers. High-profile cases of violence against women have fueled perceptions of insecurity, making many wary of traveling or investing in India. In addition to internal social challenges, India also faces contentious relationships with its neighboring countries, particularly Pakistan and China. Ongoing border disputes and geopolitical tensions contribute to a negative perception of India on the international stage. These regional conflicts complicate India's foreign relations and shape how the world views the nation. Despite these challenges, the Indian government has made efforts to address social issues, including crackdowns on discrimination and violence. However, these initiatives have not yet significantly changed external perceptions. The progress is often overshadowed by the persistent problems that continue to affect many citizens, making it difficult for India to shake off its negative image in the eyes of the global community. Number 6. United Kingdom. The United Kingdom carries a complex historical legacy that significantly influences its global reputation. Many countries still harbor negative associations due to Britain's colonial past, which involved oppression, exploitation, and the subjugation of numerous nations around the world. The effects of colonialism are deeply ingrained in the history of many former colonies, where resentment towards British rule remains palpable. In modern times, the repercussions of this imperialistic history continue to affect the UK's international relationships. Former colonies and other nations often recall the injustices of the past, leading to lingering distrust and resentment. This sentiment is amplified by the UK's involvement in various global conflicts, which some view as an extension of its colonial mindset. While the UK has made efforts to address its past and improve relations with former colonies, the historical context remains a significant barrier to how the country is perceived globally. As a result, the UK often finds itself grappling with its historical legacy, impacting its standing in the eyes of many around the world. Number 5. North Korea. North Korea is widely known for its internal oppression and severe human rights abuses. The government maintains strict control over nearly every aspect of life, employing intense propaganda to shape public perception and suppress dissent. Citizens face severe restrictions on freedom of expression, movement, and access to information, creating an environment where fear and compliance are the norms. The global public perception of North Korea is marked by a deep-seated mistrust and disdain, fueled by the regime's secrecy and control. Reports of concentration camps, forced labor, and extreme punishments for those who oppose the government have solidified its image as one of the most oppressive regimes in the world. The combination of its aggressive military posture and the threat it poses to global security further exacerbates negative views. Interestingly, North Korea also has a unique culture of propaganda that portrays its leaders in an almost superhuman light. Citizens are bombarded with claims of extraordinary abilities, from the leader's unmatched intelligence to miraculous feats that defy belief. Additionally, the country restricts access to foreign media, leading to a controlled narrative that lacks outside perspectives. These factors contribute to North Korea's widespread disdain on the global stage, where many view it as a pariah state. Number 4. Israel. Israel has been at the center of a decades-long conflict with the Palestinian people over territory and national sovereignty. This ongoing struggle dates back to the mid-20th century and has roots in historical grievances, competing national identities, and territorial claims. The situation is further complicated by religious significance, as both Jews and Muslims hold deep connections to the land. The conflict has led to significant violence, loss of life, and widespread displacement, fostering resentment not only among Palestinians but also in neighboring Muslim-majority countries. Many view Israel's military actions and settlement expansions as violations of international law, further aggravating tensions in the region. The ongoing struggle for peace and the failure to find a lasting resolution to the conflict have resulted in polarized opinions about Israel globally. This complex issue is often oversimplified in media narratives, leading to misunderstandings and heightened emotions. As such, Israel is frequently perceived negatively, particularly in contexts where its actions are viewed as oppressive or unjust. The intertwining of historical, cultural, and political factors makes Israel one of the most controversial countries in the world, leading to deep-seated animosities and differing perspectives on its role in the Middle East. Number 3. Russia. Russia is often viewed negatively due to its history of aggression and current actions on the global stage. The country is known for political interference, particularly in the elections of other nations, as well as cyber hacking aimed at disrupting democratic processes. These activities have raised alarms among many countries, leading to increased tensions and a perception of Russia as a destabilizing force in international relations. Internally, Russia has been criticized for its oppressive treatment of dissidents. High-profile incidents, such as the poisoning of political opponents and the imprisonment of activists, have drawn condemnation from human rights organizations. Many see these actions as attempts to silence opposition and maintain tight control over the population, further damaging Russia's image abroad. On the global front, Russia's strategic involvement in conflicts, such as the wars in Ukraine and Syria, has contributed to widespread distrust. Its military interventions and support for authoritarian regimes create fears of expansionist policies reminiscent of the Soviet era. As a result, Russia is often viewed with suspicion and hostility, solidifying its place as one of the most hated countries in the world. Number 2. China. China is often criticized for its economic practices and human rights record. Accusations of currency manipulation have raised concerns among global economic leaders, as many believe that China's actions create an unfair advantage in international trade. Additionally, reports of forced labor camps and exploitation in product manufacturing have led to widespread condemnation from human rights organizations and activists. These issues contribute to a negative perception of China's role in the global economy. Human rights concerns further complicate China's international standing. The country has one of the highest execution rates in the world, and there are ongoing reports of severe restrictions on freedom of expression, assembly, and religion. Safety concerns have also arisen regarding exported goods, with fears that inadequate regulations may pose risks to consumers worldwide. China's international relations are strained by its nationalistic policies and ongoing disputes, particularly regarding Taiwan. The government's firm stance on territorial integrity creates tension with neighboring countries and global powers, leading to fears of military aggression. These factors combine to shape a complex view of China, making it one of the most disliked nations on the world stage. Number 1. United States. The United States often ranks as one of the most disliked countries globally, primarily due to its military interventions and perceived global dominance. Many view U.S. military actions in various countries as unwanted interference in their internal affairs, contributing to a sense of resentment and opposition. This perception is fueled by a belief that the United States imposes its values and policies on other nations, often without considering the unique cultural and political contexts of those countries. Moreover, the United States is seen as domineering due to its significant economic and military strength. Many nations feel overshadowed or exploited by American policies, leading to frustration and distrust. Criticisms also extend to the U.S. government's approach to international relations, which is often viewed as prioritizing American interests over global welfare. The United States' cultural influence, particularly through media and consumerism, adds another layer to its global image. While some appreciate American culture, others see it as a threat to local traditions and values, leading to further resentment. Additionally, the internal politics of the United States, including issues of social justice and political polarization, often become focal points of criticism from abroad. Each country's issues vary widely, reflecting everything from current policies to historical actions that have shaped their global perceptions. This complexity underscores how intricate international relations can significantly influence public opinion, often resulting in perceptions that may not capture the full reality of the situation. Now it's your turn. Make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and like this video for more videos. See you in the next one.